Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about the entire population of the Earth today, which, to my knowledge, I think we hit 8 billion, and how it slices into the D&D community. It slices into the D&D community in three groups. Ardent supporters. That's you. That's you. That's me. We are none of the other categories are listed to this channel. I can tell you that right now, right? So, ardent supporters of Dungeons and Dragons listen to this channel. If you're like a casual, you ain't up on this channel. I'll tell you that right now. So, ardent supporters, people who are passionate about Dungeons and Dragons. Ardent supporters don't even remotely agree on close to anything. Okay, and that's okay. They ardently support Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. All right. Next are mids. My youngest son is like, that's mid. It means meh. It means it's not great, but it doesn't completely suck. It's mid. Right? Mids are people that just don't matter. They're here, right? But they're gonna float. They float down the river on their like tube, and they go where the river takes them. Right? They don't paddle. They're not determining the direction of their own lives. They're just there, and we have mid. If you use D&D Beyond and you don't own a single D&D canon hardback, you're mid. Okay, and then this is the point of this video. The last group, right? I've thought of them as muggles, right? But that gets a little. There's a lot of freight in that. So I think, and the best way to think about the rest of the world in context to the D&D community is that they are persuadables. They are at the very edge of the D&D community, and they just need to be brought in. So the D&D community is ardent supporters, people who ardently support Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. Then there are mids. Those are people who play Dungeons and Dragons but have never DM'd. Those are people who play Dungeons and Dragons, but they're there for the shenanigans, and it's LOL, or they play for fun. They're just mids, right? They're not engaging with Dungeons and Dragons even remotely in the way it was intended, and in my humble opinion. And nothing they produce at the table is ever going to matter. It's not going to change them. It's not going to change anybody at the table. It's like eating cookies, right? You can do it, but you don't need to tell anybody about it, right? And this is one of the things I think is, people who say Dungeons and Dragons is for fun, why do you bother talking about it? There's no channels that tell people how to spray silly string on each other, right? Because you don't need it. If the point is fun, absolutely, if the point of Dungeons and Dragons is fun, seal your flapping maw. No one needs you to tell them how to have fun. I don't understand. Commentators are like, let's get really into the weeds here. Let me tell you how to have fun. Do you guys understand how outrageously pedantic that is? Right? If the point is fun, seal your flapping maw. No one needs you. No one needs anyone to tell them how to have fun. Right? So if you really think Dungeons and Dragons is for fun, think about what you are doing. Right? You are the most useless appendage on the planet. Right? No one needs you to tell them how to have fun. But the reason you are still talking about Dungeons and Dragons is I think it's not about fun. It's about 100 times more than that. Right? So the world's, and these persuadables, right? That's the key, right? How do we get there? How do we turn it? How do we turn persuadables? How do we persuade them? Right? And that's the trick. That's what we got to get to. The Dungeons & Dragons community splits into three groups: ardent supporters, mids, and persuadables. The persuadables are right on the outside edge of the D&D community, and we got to snatch them in, right? That's what this channel is about, figuring out a way to snatch them in. All that's my humble opinion. I'm ready to hear yours. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.